Hi, my name is Jason. I'm with Team Zero Risk, and I'm an ADS student.
Hello, I'm Levi, ADS student.
Hi, my name is Jelka and I'm ADS student.
Budget management affects everyone, especially students and those on low income. Many people use spreadsheets to keep track of their budgets, but this is time consuming to set up. Now there are many applications, which helps to make this task more manageable. The application we aim to create is a money management system based on one of the team members' tried and tested spreadsheets, where the user budgets for a whole year, with a month being a subdivision. This makes it easier to see the big picture as well as the details. The main point in our application is to keep any overhead in a buffer account and spread the variable monthly costs over the whole year. This way, every month is provided with an equal amount of spendable money. The first ERD was modeled very similarly to the spreadsheet it was based on. However, it was agreed that this was not the ideal way of designing the database. The new solution had fewer tables and would make it easier to query the database. So even though we used more time on this than planned, it was important to get this step right.
MySQL Workbench is a graphical database tool that allows users to develop, design, and administrate a database in an environment for the MySQL system. This tool is able to reverse engineer code or ERDs into each other. If you have code, you can create the ERD just importing your code, or if you're at the early stages, you can draw your ERD in MySQL Workbench and it will generate the MySQL code for you. However, you'll need to go through and enter the foreign keys yourself. While researching various ways to keep the database in a system we would all have access to, a cloud-based solution was seen as the way forward. First, looking at Amazon. To implement MySQL Workbench into Amazon, first you need to create a relational database service. When the RDS is created, an endpoint is then provided, and this can be used to link the MySQL Workbench tool to the RDS service. For a user to interface with this via a web app, an Amazon Elastic Cloud Computing Service also has to be created. EC2 is a Linux-based system which runs on an Apache web server. However, for these to talk to each other, a virtual private cloud is also required. Once all these are in place, you can then link the MySQL Workbench tool, and you can then, using the web interface, perform queries, input data, and remove data.
We've also tested Microsoft Azure. The Azure portal is easy to navigate and even to change configurations later on. It has a feature called Resource Group, which is a container for multiple services needed for an app. Our resource group contains web app service, SQL database, and the server that hosts database. To create the tables and insert test data, we used a desktop tool, SQL Server Management Studio, but it's possible to manage a database directly from the Azure portal as well. The biggest challenge we faced was where and how to start. None of us have any experience with building a web app from scratch, thus we spent a lot of time in the early stages, getting a clear understanding of the main goals, content writing, planning, and designing a database. It was time consuming to get everyone on the same page, so the coding part hasn't started yet. Usually when people think about creating an app, they think about the lines and lines of code involved in the process. But what is more important is the design and implementation of how these items work and interact with each other. Using time here is a good investment, even though it was an unexpected one.
We are still in the early stages deciding on which platform framework to use. We are considering Django, Flask, Kivy. We have done research and tested some code examples found online. We have found out that Django is powerful and supports several relational databases, has built-in tools for that. On the other hand, Flask is a lighter version, but we do need to use extensions to accomplish object relational mapping. Kivy is a cross-compatible platform which is simple to use. In the next semester, the focus is on developing a graphical user interface and code in a GitHub repository so users can interact with the database, perform queries, and if we're allowed and have time, a DMB API implementation is a goal. This implementation gives us access to our own data for analysis, which is beneficial to us as ADS students.